What if I told you that everything you thought you knew about power, influence, and control was a lie? What if the people around you, your friends, colleagues, even family, are already being manipulated, whether they realize it or not? What if you could step into a mental battlefield where you control every move, every thought, every interaction? Well, this isn't a fantasy. This is dark psychology, and you are about to learn how to master it. In this video, we're diving deep into 7 powerful psychological tricks that are used by the most influential, powerful, and manipulative people in the world. But let me be clear right from the start, this is not for the faint-hearted. These tricks will disrupt your mind, challenge everything you think you know, and push you beyond your current limits. We're not just talking about little influence here. We're talking about mental domination, the kind of power that gets you whatever you want and leaves others at your mercy. Are you ready? Then let's begin. Trick 1. Reverse victimization. We've all heard the saying, never show weakness. But what if I told you that weakness could be your greatest weapon? Most people think that to manipulate, you need to project confidence, strength, and control. But the reverse victimization trick is a game changer. Here's how it works. Instead of asserting dominance, you make others believe you are the victim, vulnerable, helpless, and in need of saving. You don't play the hero. You play the underdog. Why does this work? Simple. People want to help those who are struggling. It triggers their empathy and protective instincts. When they perceive you as weak or vulnerable, they feel compelled to protect you, assist you, or even elevate you. But here's the twist. You're not actually helpless. You're simply using their need to protect and care for others as a way to control them. For example, you might downplay your achievements, exaggerate a personal struggle, or even make them feel responsible for your well-being. This isn't about being manipulative for the sake of cruelty. It's about creating an emotional leverage where you get what you need, and they feel like they're doing something noble by helping you. The next time you're in a conversation, subtly position yourself as the victim of a particular situation. Observe how others respond, and notice how they start to feel obligated to help you in some way. This isn't about deception. It's about understanding human nature and using it to your advantage. Trick 2. False intimacy. Now, let's talk about intimacy, but not the kind you're used to. I'm talking about the illusion of closeness that's built through the strategic sharing of personal information. People like to believe that they connect with others on a deep level, that they truly know who someone is. But here's the thing. You don't need to reveal everything to create intimacy. You only need to show just enough to make them feel like they know you. This is the power of false intimacy. The idea is simple. Share personal, vulnerable details about yourself, but leave just enough of your story untold to make the other person hungry for more. This works because the human mind is wired to crave connection and the mystery of others' lives. The more you reveal, whether it's true or not, the more they'll feel drawn to you. But here's the kicker. While they think they're getting closer to you, they're actually being manipulated into forming a false bond. You've controlled the narrative, and now they're emotionally tied to you. They feel like they know you, but in reality, you've only shown them the parts you want them to see. The next time you're talking to someone you want to influence, share a personal story, but leave out critical pieces of information. See how their curiosity grows. The more you control the narrative, the more power you'll hold over their thoughts and emotions. Trick 3. The gaslighting gambit. This one is dangerous and highly effective. It's called gaslighting. Gaslighting is the art of making someone doubt their own reality. Instead of outright lying, you create a world of subtle contradictions that make them question their perceptions, memories, and even their sanity. Over time, they become so uncertain that they rely on you for answers. Here's how it works. Imagine someone makes a claim, and you don't agree. Instead of arguing or confronting them directly, you plant subtle seeds of doubt in their mind. You contradict them, just a little enough to make them question their own perception of events. You don't have to be obvious about it. A casual, "Are you sure about that?" or "I don't remember it happening that way," can plant a seed of uncertainty. Over time, they start to question everything, especially themselves. They begin to rely on you for clarity, seeking your validation on things they used to trust themselves with. Why is this powerful? It creates an emotional dependency. The more confused they get, the more they'll turn to you. You become their anchor in a sea of doubt, and that's how you gain control. The next time someone challenges you or expresses doubt, gently undermine their perception by questioning their version of events. Subtly create confusion and watch how they start to lean on you for answers. This trick is about creating mental dependency without them even realizing it. Trick 4. Time compression. Time is the most powerful illusion you can manipulate. Time compression is the art of creating the illusion of urgency without there being any real deadline. People will often make irrational decisions when they feel time is running out, and you can use this to your advantage. The trick is to make others feel like they need to act now. Instead of imposing a fixed deadline, you subtly create a feeling of time pressure, even if the clock isn't ticking. For example, you might say something like, "This is moving really fast," or "I'm not sure how much longer we can keep this offer open." By compressing time, you force people to act emotionally. They're no longer thinking clearly, they're thinking about the potential loss. The more urgent the situation feels, the more likely they are to make decisions that benefit you. The next time you need someone to act quickly, create a false sense of urgency. Keep pushing the idea that things are moving fast, and they'll feel compelled to act without fully thinking it through. Watch how they make choices that play into your hands. Trick 5. The hyperbolic discounting trick. Humans are wired to crave instant gratification. It's a powerful psychological bias called hyperbolic discounting. People are much more likely to prioritize short-term rewards over long-term benefits, no matter how much greater the future payoff might be. What does this mean for you? It means that if you offer someone a small, immediate reward, you can override their long-term thinking and manipulate their decision-making. For example, when someone is faced with a decision, you give them something small right away, a compliment, a treat, or a benefit, while subtly downplaying the long-term consequences. This tactic works because people are hardwired to take the easy win. The next time you need someone to make a decision, offer them immediate satisfaction. Give them something small right away, and notice how their thinking shifts toward the short-term reward, letting you guide their choices in your favor. Trick 6. The false consensus effect. We all want to belong, don't we? This is where the false consensus effect comes in. It's the belief that the opinions, actions, or beliefs we have are shared by most people around us. And you can exploit this by creating a fake bandwagon effect, making others think that everyone else is already on board with your idea or belief. Here's how it works. You subtly suggest that everyone else is already in agreement with you, whether it's a belief, a decision, or an action. By referencing how everyone is talking about it or everyone is already doing it, you tap into the fear of being left out. The next time you need someone to follow your lead, plant the seed that everyone else is already on your side. Watch how people start to fall in line, simply because they don't want to be the only one left behind. Trick 7. The predictive manipulation trick. The ultimate trick is making others think your ideas are their own. When you can implant an idea so subtly that they believe it was their idea all along, you gain the upper hand. Here's how it works. You guide someone toward the decision you want them to make, but in such a way that they feel like they came up with it themselves. You provide the breadcrumbs, and they'll follow your path without even realizing it. Try influencing someone's decision by subtly dropping hints that lead them to your desired conclusion. When they act on it, they'll think it was their idea all along, and you'll have them in the palm of your hand. There you have it. 7 dark psychological tricks that will transform the way you see influence and manipulation. You're no longer a passive player in the game of life. With these tools, you'll be the strategist, the one pulling the strings. But this is just the beginning. These techniques aren't for the faint-hearted, but they're yours for the taking, if you're ready to embrace the power. So, what are you going to do with all this? Will you sit back and let opportunities pass by? Or will you take action and start implementing these tricks to reshape your reality? The choice is yours. Step into your power and start mastering these techniques. Subscribe to this channel for more powerful insights, and don't forget to like this video to solidify your commitment to transformation. Take control now. Master the mind, control the game.